Good evening from Playa del Carmen, Mexico. It is the first Tuesday of the month here, and we're coming at you live from Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And it's a real treat to have this call with all of our wonderful leaders and most of our Canucks, our Canadians, who we've been working with recently. And we're really excited to have the support of our upline, my personal sponsor, fearless leader Kai Jacobson out of Puerto Rico, and of course Robin and Gregory with us here as well tonight. They're going to come on and share with us a little bit as well from their perspective. And yeah, we're pretty excited. And I'm going to start off by just thanking each and every one of you, all of our people, regardless of where you're from. Mostly we'll be from Canada tonight, and but some like Patty, maybe from the US, and you're all welcome to be with us here tonight as well. So tonight is for everyone. And I just want to say thank you to each and every one of our amazing people. And it's been an interesting time with Canada and some of the things that we're going to be sharing tonight. And I want to start it off by just really going right to the root cause of the purpose of the meeting tonight and the challenge that we're going to be facing. And we've made lemonade out of lemons. And and Judy and Lana sends her greetings to everyone. She was going to be on the call as well tonight. She's one of our amazing directors out of Regina, and she owns Body Fuel Organics. And just love Lana so much. And we've spent quite a bit of time in Saskatchewan this summer again when we were there, and it was so great to see Lana and Karen, and Corey was with us at convention, and they were both at Anaheim convention. So it was a great time. Many of us were at convention, and we had a great time learning more about all the new things coming out from LifeWave. And but I'm just really proud of all of our team leaders and what they've done and what the strategies that they've plotted here moving forward with the Canadian situation. As most of you know, most of you are from Canada, most of you will know that LifeWave has run some challenges with the PIB, and it has a lot to do with front-end loading, I think, as far as the Canadian government is concerned. And some other companies have had the same challenge that LifeWave has had, and Kai has drafted up a beautiful letter that he has shared with Gerrit, Janine, Robin, Gregory, and all of our leaders. And there are some challenges that we're going through, but we're going to make, like I said, we're going to make lemonade out of lemons, and we're going to propose some amazing things. And I'm really excited that this team is always about positive solutions, each and every one on the call. I want to start off today with handing the microphone over to my wonderful, wonderful friend and director, Judy Friesen from Abbotsford, BC. She's just been instrumental, and she's moving right along. She's at just about a 3-star director already, so that's coming right up around the bend. So Judy, if you unmute yourself and just share. I hope you're going to be representing Lana as well tonight. So and Gerrit, I hope you're able to take some notes tonight. We've got some great solutions, I think, and Robin and Gregory and Kai will come on after, and we'll share as well. But we'll start with Judy. So Judy, please take it away, my friend.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much, and welcome to everybody here. And very happy to be able to share a little bit of the context. Most of you know, Lana, because she's not able to be with us, she asked me just to, what we're going to do is start off with a little bit of a review of the 2 letters that Lana and I wrote, independent of each other. I want you to know that we didn't, get together or conscribe together or whatever. We both independently wanted to express our thoughts and our concerns. A lot of water's gone under the bridge. We've moved on. A lot of what was said in the letters, we don't need to go over that tonight, but we did want to just give the rest of you, so that you feel like you're part of this team, a little bit of information of what was said. And it was sent to Gerrit and Janine, and some of that got moved up to the ranks of Meredith and David himself. So our concern is not stuff that LifeWave cannot control, because they cannot control the Canadian government. So they're working on our behalf. But there are things that we thought we would use this opportunity to inform LifeWave corporate as to maybe some ways that they could take us forward, and to maybe do a different kind of a job, maybe a better job in some things. So Lana, first of all, just a quick 2-minute thing on Lana. So she wrote a letter. Number of people here have read that letter, and it was basically her heart and soul as a fairly new LifeWave director. She's been in LifeWave for a lot less of years than I have, but she's extremely smart in the way that she looks at things. And so she was asking for certain things to happen. We try not to gripe about what's wrong, but what are some solutions? What are some ways that we could see from the field, from the ground, because we're right here in the trenches, that we can express to corporate in a respectful way. And so I think what Lana would have really wanted to say tonight is that she's asking on behalf of all of her team that there would be a clearer, more time relevant and early communication when there's things that happened, that might happen that would affect all of us, especially with our pay. And so that has been acknowledged, and we really appreciate this November 14th call that Gerrit and Janine were on, who expressed their sorrow and their apologies for not letting us know more thoroughly as to why this PIB was being taken away and what we could do about it. But Lana just wanted me to say tonight that she would really love to have a more transitional, long-term alternative solutions for Canadians that are not going to be able to access the PIB. We recognize that it has to be compliant. We know the lawyers will be involved in helping, but we are also asking that we don't just depend upon sporadic incentives that come along for a week or at a time or whatever, but that there could be maybe some creative thinking. And Kai has put out a number of very creative thinking ideas, and I'm going to share a little bit of that from my perspective in just a second. Her main desire tonight is to say that as we go forward, we need some specialized training calls just for Canadians. I know that there has been a wonderful repeated training calls on the new comp plan, helping us to understand it. But that's really for a broad audience, and I think that we Canadian leaders are needing some additional training on how we can go forward and pivot. For my letter, I think that there's no point in me going over some of the things because a lot of that has been taken care of. The main concern I have that maybe Gerrit can jot down is that for any of us who want to try to get to the Hawaii incentive trip, a number of the areas that would help us to get the points. Some of it comes from the selling of the enrollment packs, the enrollment kits, the core, the advanced plus, and we are not motivated to use that to get the points for Hawaii if we feel like we have to let go of not being paid the same way we're used to, which is the PIB. So we might ask for some kind of concession on how we can potentially participate in the Hawaii incentive trip. Using the term PIB, I think that we all want to kind of figure a way to talk about that in the past and not keep referring to it. So maybe there's a way that we can come up with a different kind of a term for that. But whatever the case, I just wanted to go into my presentation tonight on some of the training as to how we can move forward. So just to give you context, Pete, myself, Lana, and Karl got together and we put our heads together as to what could be a temporary go forward plan for the next month at least. And this is something that we're only sharing as an idea. You can run the way you want to run your LifeWave business as a Canadian, or if you have Canadian downline here and you're an American or a Mexican. We're just putting this out just for you to consider. But we're trying to figure out a way to help our back office commissions have similar kind of pay that we're used to getting. And a lot of people have said, wow, my pay has gone down by half or even more than that. Why am I getting only $2.15 or $7.83? And so we recognize that a lot of that is because the PIB was a very large part of our pay. Now, I recognize that we have 8 ways now to earn. The Americans, the rest of the world has 9. We have the 8 ways, and we know that we are going to get some very good pay as we move up into the ranks. But for a very brand new starting person, let's say tomorrow you have someone to sign up, and you have a choice because the person says to you, just help me get my products for wholesale. And so you have the choice of whether you sign them up as a preferred customer or preferred customer plus, whatever, in the preferred customer track or in the brand partner track. And when there's not an incentive going on, a lot of us feel like maybe we will hold off. Number one, the reason to hold off is because there's a mentor matching. So for the first 9 weeks after a brand partner comes in, you can get some decent upfront money, despite the fact that we don't have PIB. That's actually a really good plan if the person's ready to launch right away and use their next 9 weeks to bring in their own people. But when you have a brand new person and they're not quite ready to be that business builder, they just want to try the product, here's what we're suggesting is to start them off with becoming a preferred customer almost across the board. Bring in everybody as a preferred customer for the next month or so until we know what else corporate will bring to us as far as different kinds of pay. Because we really do want to encourage people, the rest of us here in this call, to see extra dollars coming in if we're not seeing that PIB, the product introduction bonus. So I want to share my screen, but before I do, just because I've said a whole bunch of stuff here, as I move forward into showing you the visual and how I've broken down the dollars to compare if you brought someone in as a preferred customer versus as a brand partner in this particular climate. I'm going to do that comparison. Before I share my screen, is there anything that someone wants to say before I get to that part?
Judy, no, I think you're good. And let's go into your model, unless Gregory has something that he wants to jump in, or Kai, either you have anything you want to share very briefly here before Judy gets into this? No? Okay,
Okay, let's
good.
do it.
Go
I'm
on.
going to share my screen.
Mhm.
All right, let me know if you all are able to see this document that I prepared. I spent a couple hours last night trying to put all of our thoughts collectively, the four of us leaders, Pete, me, Karl, and Lana.
You see it, Judy.
Can you see my screen okay?
Very clear.
Beautiful. All right. So here's a suggested path forward. Just for a temporary strategy, number one, sign up most of your new customers as preferred customers rather than as a brand partner. Why? Because we're talking about the pay. Number two, after 1 month, or you might wait a little bit longer, determine if those new PCs might want to upgrade to a brand partner. And all you got to do is just call LifeWave customer service and they will do that part for you. And then step three, help those people share LifeWave with others, regardless of whether they're a preferred customer or a brand partner. You always want to really encourage people to share. So step one, two, and three. That's it. That's the Canadian path forward. If you want to go to sleep after this, you can go to sleep now. The rest is going to be details that some of you might want to know, some of you might not want to. But I'm going to run through this really quickly because of the time. Okay, so I'll talk fast, so I apologize for that ahead of time. What is the benefits to the PC program, you may ask, in the first place? Well, number one, many of you know this, 90-day money back guarantee. That's what I say to someone I'm giving them the option, whether they'd like to consider PC or brand partner. I'll say to them, well, the benefit of the PC program is it's 90-day money back guarantee, but only on the first order. So you want them to order 3 months worth on their first order for the PC program. Brand partner, it's 30 days. So that's one of the key benefits to the PC program. Secondly, they do get free samples in both PC and PC Plus program every 3 months after they've had 3 months consecutive. The first order does not count. So it's really on the fourth month. The PC Plus, they actually get free samples every month. All right. They get wholesale prices. The PC Plus people can earn $100 monthly for every 3 PCs that they sign up or you help them sign up. They could actually earn $200 or $300 with every 3 people. They have to accumulate $300 worth. And then they also get, of course, a regular monthly automatic shipment. Some people might not want that. You can push that automatic shipment out. They can skip a couple months during the year and not even lose out on their free samples, but they could skip for whatever reason, 3 or 4 months if they wanted to, but they do need to know that they're going to get an automatic shipment. All right, so what are the economics? Why are we suggesting that we all start signing up pretty much everybody in the next little while to the PC program? Well, here's the benefits, but the economics is what really I wanted to look at for myself. The PC program is fantastic because it awards us two ways to earn really fast, kind of upfront money. So the first one is called a retail profit. Did you know that you get $20 for each sleeve of X39 or 49 that your preferred customer orders? And you get $10 for each of the support sleeves. So that would be Eon, SP6, or whatever the sleeve is. So think about that. That's pretty good. Now we've been talking about it as being 20%, but it's the wrong wording. The wording is per sleeve, you get $20 or $10. And if you have enough ordered on that PC first order and every order after that, or you have a number of PCs, you on top of that get a customer premium, and it's a 5% bonus if the points add up to somewhere between 300 to 599, or 10%, or even 20. So think about that. You're making it's like $20 or 20% on a sleeve, but we talk about $20 and another potentially 10 to 20%, depending on how much volume from those preferred customers that are signed up. So you can see that where I've said it, what's the scenario? The scenario, let's say tomorrow morning, I have two people that I'm going to sign up as PCs. My first PC wants to buy 3 months worth of X39. I get $60 and 231 points. That goes into the qualified downline volume, which is really good. So I have PC number one buys three X39, I make 60, and I have a second PC that just wants to buy one X39, and I make another 20. When you add that all up, I make $80. Okay, 60 plus 20 is $80. Plus, remember this special customer premium up here? I make a 5% bonus on the 308 points, 231 and 77, 308 points. So, bottom line, I make $95.40 on just making a sign up of preferred customers compared to if I had sold somebody 3X39 with a brand partner, I would have got in the core pack $35 and only 180 points, I might add, because they reduce the points in the enrollment kits because they're a special deal. So think about it, $95 versus 35. Now, I'm not talking about the 180 points and how that goes into the binary and all the rest. I'm just saying, kind of even Steven, apples for apples, you can see that $95 is a whole lot more than 35. All right, I made sure to say something that Karl and I talked about today, that when you sign up a preferred customer, you really want to make sure if they're ordering 3 months worth and they're only one person in the family, you might want to talk to them about whether they want to get their next auto ship to come out 31 days later, or set them the auto ship, which is called an MSO, out 2 or 3 months so that they don't get upset that they're getting product a little too soon for what they're ready for. All right. So let's look at the BP program, the brand partner program. Remember, it does earn, you do earn 8 ways depending on what rank you're at. But if you sign up somebody tomorrow morning on the core enrollment pack, the customer, what's good for the customer is really also very important here. It's not just what's good for us. It's $295. They get $300 worth of product, so they're saving $5. If you divide up the three X39, we're always using X39 just for this example. If you divide that up between the 295, then the X39 becomes $98.33 per sleeve, and you get the 180 points. Okay. If you do the enrollment pack, that's a good deal for the customer, the new brand partner. They pay $535, they get $600 worth of product. That makes the X39 drop from $98 down to $89. And it does give 300 points, but it's less than if you had pulled it down from the regular patch menu. You are lowering it. We do get less points, but we're trying to help the customer. The Advanced Plus, I won't go through all of them. Again, it's $975. That makes the sleeve of patches down to $88. That's good for the brand partner, gives you 500 personal volume. It is less than what you would have got if you had just gone in as a brand partner, but not buying the kits. And if you just go back in and have them order some sleeves from the store menu. Let me show you what I mean by that. So the suggestion to solve the missing PIB is the issue tonight. We want to say, what can we do in the short run? Because we're missing the PIB and we're missing some points. The points are a little bit reduced. If you do sign up a person, a brand partner, because they're saying, I want to do this, I want to make the business, I want to get into the binary. Let's say they don't want to be a PC. You can sign up somebody as a brand partner just for the next little while, is what we're suggesting as a team. This is not just coming from me, with a starter enrollment kit. And wonderful news in Canada, the starter enrollment kit is zero. It used to be $25. And the renewal, by the way, the annual renewal is now down to zero for Canadians. So you sign up a BP with the starter enrollment kit, $0. Once you've got that, you log back in and you help them place an order, clicking on the store button, and then you choose the maintenance kit or just some patches from the regular menu. All right. You're going to get the full BV rather than what we showed up here in the enrollment packs. The BV is a little bit lower. But here's the economics. What is the economics in this scenario of doing this two-step program? Sign them up, get their starter pack, log back in, get them their patches. In scenario A, let's say you decided to not select from just the patches, but you wanted to put them on a maintenance kit. I've done this a number of times. You choose the maintenance kit that is the advantage for the customer, for the new brand partner. They can choose from the maintenance kit pack number 1 with 3x39, 7x39, or 9x39. I've done the math. It ends up making the sleeves $88. $85 it drops to if you get 7, or $83 if you get 9. Now let's go back up here. The lowest that they could get here with the Advanced Plus is 88, and it does go lower with the premium. I just didn't do the math on the premium. So if they're ordering this much, okay, you're going to get some really good points, and you can get it down for the customer, for the new brand partner, as low as $85 or $88 per sleeve of the X39. And of course, the support patches are different. So the scenario B would be, instead of going under store and signing up the new BP under maintenance kits, you could choose just to order them what they want, custom orders, kind of like from a menu. And there I've just done 2 choices to kind of imitate the maintenance kits. So they could choose 2 X39 and 2 Eon. Let's say they don't want to just get all X39. Then it's close to this price, the $270. You get 193 points with that order as opposed to 231. But that makes the choice of the sleeve the $100 per sleeve of X39, whereas up here, they're getting it for 88. Choice number 2, let's say we wanted to make something that would mimic the maintenance kit of a $600 spend. This was $270 spend. This is the $600 spend. Then you could do 3x39, 3 Eon, 2 Renew, 1 LifeWave. It all adds up to 600, so that mimics the maintenance kit number 2. $600 is what the brand partner spends, and you get 363 points. Again, not as much as up here. So my choice is figure out what the person really wants, what's best for them. If you do sign them up as a brand partner, do it in the 2-step process. Choose the maintenance kits. They're fantastic. If they need a couple other sleeves of LifeWave or Eon, they could put that into their cart or do a customized cart. So all in all, our thinking here, and correct me if this is way off base, is start with a preferred customer, bring them back in as a brand partner in the right timing, so you can take advantage of the fast start bonus and the levels earning bonus and some of the other ones that we have. And so I just wanted to show you the math here, because it's quite stark for us Canadians to see that we could make 95 versus 35. All right, well, I'll stop sharing my screen and I'll open it up for questions or corrections. I'm very, very open to being corrected here, but I'm trying to represent 4 voices and even more voices.
With Patty's question, yes, when someone comes as a preferred customer, they don't go into the downline. They do not go on the downline. So just so you know that. Um, Personally, the way I think the best way to do it is part of what you said, and just keep it so simple. And that is just bring people in as a preferred customer initially, because you're going to get paid a good commission for doing that. Hopefully, you can get them to get 3 sleeves because they're guaranteed, and that gives you $60, which is better than the core package was in the past. But instead of waiting 31 days, my recommendation is that same day, convert them into a brand partner. Like have them come in as a preferred customer so that the commission's paid and they get the guarantee. That's the benefit. They get the guarantee, you get a good commission for that sale. And then convert them through the office and tell them you're going to do that. Tell them, I'm going to bring you as a preferred customer because you're going to get this 90-day guarantee. And then do that. And then once they're in, call up and say, I'm going to call up customer service and we're going to convert you into a brand partner so that you can be put into the binary. Once they're converted, there's no cost at this. They're converted into a brand partner. They are put into your binary, right or left, depending on which you have your setting on. And that would answer your question, Patty, is that way they go in there and they start seeing people built under them and all their future orders. Because if they get 3 sleeves, they're not going to buy that much the next day. They're gonna have enough product. They're gonna want to try it for a while. So I wouldn't wait 31 days. I would actually convert them the same day, do it all in the same motion, get them going, and have them be there, and then try to be able to pick up those other fast start commissions by bringing them up in rank, helping them start to bring people and
That's
convert them.
smart, Kai. There's no
Just
downside
keep
to
it
that,
that
right?
simple. You
Yeah,
don't need to know all the other alternatives, everything. It's just keep it that simple and
yeah.
stay with the X39. Stay
It
with
is.
one product and not try to complicate it with a lot of different products and things.
It is simple that way. So yeah, and it makes no sense to wait a full 31 days. I mean, put them in at zero cost into the starter position and let them be active in the binary. So if there's people already coming in behind them, you get the benefit of the spill factor. And Gregory, you've got your hand up. So I'll take Gregory's question here yet. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move to our testimonial, which will be Royden right after this. I've got something amazing to share with you guys here. Royden does. So, but Gregory, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, thanks very much. Nice job, Patty. I think it's a great program, and for some people, it would
Judy.
work really well. And God bless you for going through the numbers like that. I wanted to address Patty's question. One of the cool things about the revised comp plan is that we now have points. We have rank achievement points, and correct my terminology, Garrett, if I'm screwing this up. We have BV for commission, and we have qualifying volume for rank achievement. So everybody in the upline gets credit for everybody in the downline's customers. So you're not losing anything to have your downline building a customer base, um, and you're getting the full volume. So if a customer buys X39, you're going to get the upline's going to get 77 points towards rank advancement, but they're only going to get that 43 points because it's reduced because you're getting $20. So, that was one of the big shifts that the company made that I really celebrate. So now you're not, as far as rank achievement, you're not penalized if you have a customer getting group. Now, another good reason to start people out as a customer, Robin, I always like to say this, when you're signing somebody up, are you going to use it for yourself or are you going to be sharing? And most people say, well, I want to try it first. Well, you should start as a customer. And when they're ready to start sharing, that's when they should uprank and become a preferred, a brand partner, because now they can get, that the 9 week bonus starts clicking away for you and them. So I just want to say that, I think starting people out with customers is a really good way to go in the beginning for most people. Yeah, you're going to find some people that are experienced networkers and say, no, I'm ready to go. And if they're ready to go, that 9 week clock starts the moment they become a brand partner. And if you make them a brand partner too soon, it might take them 2 or 3 weeks before they get going. And now they only have 6 or 7 weeks left of that bonus.
Beautiful. Very brilliant, Gregory. I
Yeah.
love that. And we're going to call on you again, but Gregory and Kai, it's so wonderful to have our uplines here, and of course we've got Gerrit taking notes, which I'm sure he's going to be sharing with Janine. And I've had the honor of meeting Janine as well when she was in Winnipeg last year or earlier when she started, and also in Anaheim and Punta Mita, and I'm sure they'll be on the Bahamas cruise where we're going again in February. So we're excited to make that. We're really pumped about that. But I've got a real special individual from our group, Royden. He's in Roger and Corolla. Karl Krebs is downline. He called me up the other day and he was so excited. He sent me a screenshot of his commissions that he had received from LifeWave for the PC program. And Royden is on with us tonight, and he's just south of Winnipeg. And Royden, if you'd unmute yourself, I'd love for you to share that energy that you shared with me. And I asked Royden to come up here and share it. This just goes to show how real this preferred customer program is. So, Royden, share with us your story here.
Thank you, Pete. Apologize, I'm a little under the weather. I think it's from all the stress that I called all my people and whatnot. But yeah, I got two preferred customers bought some Black Friday packages, and it was an amazing commission, as you saw, Pete.
Yes.
Kind of blew me away. Was like 500 each. That was incredible. And I actually, since the new complaint came out, I actually brought everybody in as a preferred customer. Like I used to do this back and forth with, especially give them a few chances to try it, where they don't want to sign up is what I get a lot of. So I kind of said, you know what, this new complaint gets out, and we're getting more recognition from the company. So I'm making a requirement, if you want the wholesale pricing, that you have to sign up as a preferred customer. And honestly, I haven't had one bad turn me down experience. They've all gone with that. So I love especially the preferred customer. You get like you said, the 20 for X39 or a 49 and the 10, like that's straight cash right into your e-wallet, and that's awesome to see. It really excites you, especially this Black Friday deal. That was incredible.
Yeah, keep in mind, we're not going to have a Black Friday or a Cyber Monday special every week that we have right now. So we have the privilege of that going on. And I know we had just an amazing volume here over the last little while. And I'm super stoked about what you're doing, Royden. And I know you're in Lily and Rowena's group there, and downline from Roger Corolla and Karl Krebs. So it's great to see the energy. It's great to see the effort you put in promoting this. And anybody can do what you just did, Royden, right? I mean, how hard was it? How much resistance is there when you say, hey, you could just join under a money-back guarantee as a customer here, and they join, and you made a nice, healthy commission, which you sent me the screenshot of, and I'm like, wow, this is incredible. You were surprised yourself, Royden, at how amazing it was. So congratulations to you, Royden, and just keep on with your upline, Chris Mandel, and them. Just keep sharing the good news and keep sharing the customer program for now. So appreciate it.
I love LifeWave. This is an awesome company to be with. It keeps me excited and on my toes. Yeah, the moon's the trajectory.
There we go. Awesome. So thank you so much for your time, Royden. Really appreciate you as always, my friend. And I look forward to seeing you as early as next week sometime. Hannah and I are flying back to Canada on Thursday. The direct flight coming into Winnipeg. So we'll be out there for a few weeks and spending time with all of our brand partners out in Canada. So thanks again, Royden. Now, what I want to do is I want to just share a little bit more here, guys, in regards to the fact that we do have Gerrit on the call. And I'd love for Gerrit to just come on and share a few things with us. If you'd like to, Gerrit, if you're in a place where you can say a few things to the audience here. Now, obviously, we're recording it. Not everyone's on the call, and those that will get the recording here, you'll have the opportunity to listen to the things that Kai shared, that Gregory shared, and what Gerrit is going to be sharing now with us. So he may have some things that he wishes to share with us Canucks up here. So Gerrit, take it away, my friend.
Well, thank you, Pete, and thank you all for allowing me to be on with you tonight. It's always great when I get a chance to see so many familiar faces. Royden, we had a chance to chat when we were in Winnipeg, as did I with many of you across this last week, really. And so that's always wonderful when we get that opportunity. I love the conversation and I love kind of the direction you're going with it, because it really, even though there's limitations, obviously, that we have with regards to the PIB, as we were kind of traveling around and kind of sharing the concept of the customer program. So the fact that that's kind of the direction that you're focusing, I think is brilliant, because, and I'll just give you one simple example. When you enroll with a new PC with with an X39, you get $20. If you have enough customers, now I know that this isn't everybody, but let's just say you have enough customers. So you're at that 1,200 volume. So you're getting the 20% customer premium. So every time that you enroll a new person, that 20% on 77 is 1,540. So if you think about it this way, you enroll someone with one sleeve of X39, and you could potentially earn up to 3,540, which is the same almost exactly. In fact, it's a little bit more than you would have gotten on the PIB. And so that's just with one sleeve, let alone three sleeves. And of course, if we're doing the three sleeve, as you're suggesting, that just adds to it, so there's certainly nothing wrong with that. But it does go to show that there is a lot more, the customer program is a lot more lucrative in the new compensation plan. But I also love what Gregory was saying, and that's the concept of, let's get them started. Let's get them a great experience on the product. So that way, when they are ready to start sharing, because naturally, if they get a great result, they just start sharing. That's just what happens. And then when they are ready to share, you can even help them get a couple people ready to go. So they upgrade to a brand partner and they get their people enrolled right away. And now they're starting to earn, right away. And then if the volume is there, then they start earning the business launch bonus. And then you get that too. And so it just really kind of helps that whole experience, when they come in, because it really, the most important thing you can do for a new person is help them to get a win early, and getting them earning some money early. And so helping them get started, and getting them earning some of those bonuses right up front, is going to be key. And so everything, and I'm not teaching you really anything you weren't already teaching each other, but I just love the concept. And so I think the more that that we have that, really at the end of the day, it's what the customer, the person coming in, really wants. And I love what Royden was saying is about how easy it was. There's not a lot of, sometimes when you're trying to explain to someone, well, let's sign you up as a brand partner and this is the benefits. And sometimes they're like, I'm not so sure I'm ready to go with that. Where if we're just saying, hey, let's just get you started.
Yeah, you get resistance there, right? You get resistance at the brand partner, where the customer, no resistance, right?
Absolutely. And so just everything you've been sharing, I think is really important, because I think that's where, even without the PIB, using this new system actually is a way you can earn more than what you could have with it. And it's not to say we had any intention or wanted to take it out. It was just a requirement. But we certainly, and we do have some additional things that we're working on as we speak, for Canada. I'm not at liberty at this point to share what that is yet, just because there's time. It takes time for things to be in place and get ready. But I can say that, in addition to let me just address the PIB thing just really quick. In addition to with not being able to have a PIB, we can do it intermittently, which of course isn't ideal. It's not perfect. It's not how we want to do it. But at least it allows us to do it from time to time, consistently enough that people feel like they know it's coming.
You're sharing the wrong screen. Okay, good.
Okay, someone's sharing a screen here. I'm not sure who that is. It said Kai Jacobson's sharing a screen.
Gerrit, I think, maybe.
Are you trying to share, Gerrit?
Nope.
No?
No, that's Kai.
I did it by mistake. Sorry.
Okay, I don't know how to turn it off.
I didn't know I had share screen.
Kai.
Sorry about that.
You have
Okay.
to stop your
You just stop your sharing there, Kai, whatever. Just hit cancel there on your screen. There we go.
There we go.
All right. Sorry, Gerrit.
But yeah, so unfortunately with the PIB, we have to keep it somewhat intermittent, because if it looks like we're doing it too consistent, it'll be viewed by the regulators as part of the compensation plan, even if that's not how we're promoting it, that's not how we're doing it. So we just have to be a little creative. But in addition to that, there's some other promotions that are in the works. That will help as well. One thing that Judy talked about is some of the challenges that we have for the qualification for Hawaii. And there are some, I can't tell you what it's going to be, but I can say that there's going to be some promotions around that as well.
Awesome.
So there's some good things happening there. There's also some ways that maybe we'll be able to throw some extra money and other bonuses that are in the current compensation plan, where maybe we'll double it in 1 week or something like that. And so we have some things, and these aren't promotions we're looking at running in any other market. These are specifically just Canadian run promotions. So you will find as we go into especially 2026 that there's going to be a fairly healthy amount of promotions that will kind of help mitigate some of the concern or frustration that is happening right now due to the loss of the PIB.
Beautiful, Gerrit.
It's
Love
never
you.
perfect. It's never perfect because we'd rather have the PIB than not have it, but that's not really an option. So we're trying to come up with some ways to make that still work, but still hopefully get the benefits that everyone is still looking for.
Excellent. Thank you, Gerrit. Really appreciate you taking the time being on the call. Now, Gregory, you got to go. The power of the patch showcase starts in just the top of the hour here. So, Gregory, if you have any closing words, Karl's got his hands up. But I will allow you to leave. But if you want to say goodbye and just share a few more words.
Yeah, I've got one thing I wanted to share, two things. The old adage, God never closed a door without opening a window. And I know Gerrit and the home team, they're gonna open a window wide for everybody. But I was reminding of Napoleon Hill's, one of my favorite quotes from him is, every adversity contains at the same time a seed of equivalent opportunity. And I really champion you guys for stepping up. It's not what happens, it's how you respond. And it's beyond our control. And God bless you all. We're here together. United we stand. And I'll see some of you on the call in about 14 minutes.
Awesome. Thank you, Gregory, for taking the
Yeah.
time,
Okay.
spending
Bye-bye.
with us.
Thanks,
We
Gregory.
love you. Appreciate you. All right. Now, folks, I also want to add to something that Gerrit just said. Like, I've been in the direct selling industry for over 30 years full time. I've come up against Health Canada many, many times in the past with a previous company. I'm not going to mention the name, it doesn't matter. But I've been up with Health Canada in various situations in the regulatory bodies. And, we've had lots of hurdles to cross. And the next guy coming up, I'm going to recommend Karl for the Field Advisory Board. We need somebody that has a little bit of tenacious bite to them. And Karl may not want that position, but I think we need a little more representation from Canada in the Field Advisory Board. And Karl, you unmute yourself and come on up. And I'd like you to share your thoughts and some great conversations that you and Judy and Lana and I had yesterday. But Karl, what have you got to share with us, my friend?
All right. Well, first of all, I think to the newcomers to LifeWave, most of us that have been here for years have known that we get tremendous support from our upline, as is evidenced by people like Gregory coming on, and Kai is always there, and Gerrit taking the time out of their busy schedules to meet with us. And we know that this change has come. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. Pivoting is optional. We've chosen to pivot. We want to show the good intention of where our hearts are in Canada, aligned with LifeWave. At the same time, I want to challenge LifeWave to be a little more transparent just with the Canadians in terms of ideas that you may have gone through that are not possible. And even a sneak peek. I realize you don't want to let, the genie out of the bottle on anything that you can't positively, guarantee. But I want to ask you a question, Gerrit. You don't have to give me the answer here publicly. But are you prepared to rewrite the Canadian portion of the plan, as we've been talking about, that really does favor the situation in Canada until a new wave of freedom, call it, or less liberal thinking comes into Canada? We've got ourselves on their radar in a bad way. And I read the article from March of 2025, which is a documented publication that accuses LifeWave of being a pyramid scheme. And Kai hit the nail on the head when he said, it looks like we're front-end loading. And those of you that know that term knows it's not favorable to the new recruit. It's favorable to the person selling it. And so we don't want to look like that. So my question to Gerrit, would you please take it back and say, how far will you go to rewrite this plan that it works for Canadians in the way that it works for the Americans, to the tune of the same equal opportunity to earn? That is my question, to take back to LifeWave, because thank you again, Gerrit, as the corporate rep here, for coming on and listening to us and taking notes, copious notes, I hope, as Robin likes to say, and go back and say, I've met with them. They're in the right place. They're doing the right thing. Let's meet them at that level. Let's match their energy and show them. I appreciate you can't say, as I said earlier, everything, but give us a sneak peek behind, what's happening so that we know what's going on. And to that tune, can we agree to do this again in 30 days? And thank you for your attendance here and all the upline that's here.
Thank you, Karl. And as most of you know, this call takes place, the Success Team LiveYounger call takes place the first Tuesday of every month, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Gerrit, if you want to make a note of that, if there's any follow-up to this and you'd like to come on again the first Tuesday in January, 8 p.m. Eastern, we would welcome you, Janine, whoever, Meredith, whoever wants to attend Corporate Voice. And I know Kai's got his hand up. We're going to flip it over to my wonderful sponsor, Kai Jacobson here. So Kai, take it away.
Thank you, Karl, by the way. I appreciate what you said very much. And Gerrit, that's kind of where my thoughts are too, as been in the industry for 48 years now. And I think succinctly, we just need to totally take the PIB out of all the materials in Canada. No product bonuses and stuff like that, because it's just the wrong terminology. And just program the computer to let people bring in their brand partners. When they come in as a brand partner, they're pay them automatically as a preferred customer for the first order. But then they're automatically switched in the computer right away, unless they come in as a brand partner. If they come in as unless they come in as a preferred customer. If they come in as a preferred customer, they stay a preferred customer. But if they come in as a brand partner, they're paid inside the computer as a preferred customer for the first order. And after that, they're paid regular. And that'll solve 99% of it. And then just make the contest reflect giving points for doing that, and not and replacing some of the bigger packages points maybe in other ways with some of the special things you're planning to do. But just keep it that simple, a little program thing where right now they can do it themselves. But it'd be so much cleaner if it was in the programming, and that programming is already there for the preferred customer, the way that it pays out. And that way they can make basically the PIB money by that. It will replace it without using PIB, and we have no packages, no problems with Canada. Really simple solution. The programming is already built. All I have to do is have that little switch built in there. And I think that would solve the whole issue, right there. And that's what I really, because I think they don't want, in Canada, what I've been hearing is they don't want little random surprise like, in 4 weeks we're going to have the PIB for the next week, and we might have a double on a contest special for you in 6 weeks. They need to know a consistent thing that's happening all the time. You can give little extra surprises as benefits, and I think that that's really good thing to do for the Canadians. The Canadian dollar is so weak, it's really hard for the Canadians to make the sales in the same way they do in the United States. So it's harder for them to achieve this contest there's usually 3 or 4 people from Canada that make one of the contests, where there's hundreds from America that make it. And the Canadians, you can tell, are working just as hard. And so if we can give them some extra points for some of these contests, just for the Canadians, that would be a really nice way to say thank you, and something that's legal and something that they would really appreciate, I think, a lot. But just have that little switch. When a brand partner comes in, now they're going to get paid as a preferred customer on that first order, and they'll try to make it a good size order to get some extra commission on that, being paid as a preferred customer, and then they're automatically switched. They don't have to go in and do it. It's just kind of like, and then it's consistently happening, and the Canadian regulatory commissions aren't going to be against anyone not buying packages. They're just buying product at the level that they want to and getting paid as a preferred customer, which is fine. There's
That's
nothing
brilliant,
illegal
Kai.
about that.
You and I have had this conversation. You had a lengthy conversation with Judy as well yesterday. Judy informed me, and you told me about that conversation. And it is brilliance at work, and it's just a matter of comprehending, dissecting, and breaking down what Kai has said, not just in email, but what he just said through his words here on the call. There's a lot of wisdom there, and speaking of wisdom, when it comes to being in Canada and operating legally, even though I'm registered out of Mexico now, I started off as a Canadian, but I gave up my Canadian membership and I'm now a Mexico brand partner. So I'm not in the same boat with most of you, but my heart goes out to all of you because all my leaders are in Canada and I work primarily the most in Canada. So, and I've come up against Health Canada in previous network marketing company many times. They do not like front end loading. That's something that they're really big with the advanced kits and the premium kits. Like that's where this thing kicks off with them. And once they get started, the regulatory body, they don't let up very easily. And it's just a matter of changing the way we do it, the way Kai just mentioned, like the programming change. I don't know how easy that is, Gerrit, from the corporate perspective to change that exclusively for Canadians. I'm not asking for an answer today. I'm just sharing our thoughts and seeing what Janine has to say, what Meredith has to say, what maybe even David would have to say. I've had conversations with David Jumper as well, and he's been wonderful in escalating this as well. And all of our uplines here, they've just been phenomenal, amazing, and it's wonderful to have such an amazing group of people here. So with that being said, Karl, I appreciate your energy and sharing and what you said. You've come up against regulatory bodies many times in Canada. You're no stranger to that world. So again, a thumbs up for the Field Advisory Board for Mr. Karl Krebs. Just a little point there to make note of, Gerrit. If they are looking for anybody in that seat, I would definitely nominate Kai as a voice for Canadians. And we even have people in here like Calvin from Belize, but he's Canadian. He's working in Canada, building his business in Canada. So it's great to have people from so many places. Roger Crolla from Paraguay, but living in Winnipeg, building in Manitoba, and with the excitement of South America possibly opening up, hey, there's many new avenues that could open up to all of us as brand partners. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys, but if anybody else has anything else they want to share here, Gerrit, if you have any closing words, we're going to go to Q&A and we'll stay on for a few minutes, but Gregory's call starts at the top of the hour, the power of the patch. It's just 5 minutes away. So on that note, I think I'm going to end it. Unless, Gerrit, you have anything you want to say in closing here, I'm going to switch it back to you and feel free to share, Gerrit, anything you want.
No, just thank you for the feedback. Thank you for everything you're doing. We know it's not an easy time, but we know that this is also where, where with great leadership, which you absolutely have here, amazing things can still happen. And we'll definitely take into account everything you've shared with us tonight, and the things that we've already been shared with us, even in previous emails and things that have come through. They're all being reviewed and discussed all the way up through to Meredith. We don't always share everything with David, only because, well, he's just is when it comes to some of the day-to-day stuff, he doesn't need to know about it. He needs to, obviously something is super important that's going to maybe affect, in big way. I don't know. But the point being is it is definitely being reviewed. It is a very important market to us. And so we will do whatever we can to continue to do what we can within the bounds that we're allowed. This is probably the easiest way to say it. We're always going to try to be good partners with the Canada regulators. We don't necessarily like it, but we will be good partners because it's more important to us to have 8 ways, to earn, than to have no ways to earn, in Canada. And so we will always do whatever we can to protect the company so we can stay there, but we also want to make sure we're doing everything we can to provide the best opportunity for you as well. And so that's why your feedback and everything you've shared with us tonight is super invaluable to us.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Gerrit, for your time on the call. And on that note, we'll end the call, but we'll stay for anybody who has any questions in the Q&A session here afterwards. So thank you so much, Gerrit. Thank you, Kai, and everyone else that participated, all the leaders. Judy, for your awesome presentation. Have a wonderful night. Get back to the person that shared the recording with you if you're joining us via the recording.